Riots have erupted across the UK amid anti-immigration protests linked to far-right groups, with police deploying tear gas and clashing with rioters armed with bricks and rocks. The unrest follows the Southport stabbings, which have fueled tensions leading to protests in cities including Leeds, Stoke, and Liverpool. In Manchester, a massive brawl broke out when a man allegedly threw a flare, prompting police intervention with batons. The violence escalated as protesters tore down fences and hurled them at each other, with police caught in the middle trying to prevent further chaos. In Nottingham, protesters waving England flags and making offensive gestures faced off against police, while in Hull, tear gas was used against demonstrators who smashed windows of a hotel housing asylum seekers, resulting in injuries to 3 officers and the arrest of 4 individuals. Social media has played a significant role in spreading unverified reports, such as a supposed stabbing in Hanley, Stoke-on-Trent, which Staffordshire police denied. Footage posted online shows groups of Muslims gathering to defend mosques, with many carrying sticks but claiming peaceful intentions. In Liverpool, the protests turned particularly violent as bricks and a scooter were hurled at police officers, with some officers sustaining injuries. Tear gas was also deployed in Hull to control the aggressive crowd, and shocking scenes included an Asian man being attacked by a mob after reversing into a fence to escape. The protests have seen over 35 Enough is Enough demonstrations planned across the UK this weekend, with several counter-protests organized by groups like Unite Against Fascism and Stand Up to Racism. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has pledged full support for the police to take action against extremists, emphasizing the need to stop those attempting to sow hate and intimidate communities. The unrest, reminiscent of the 2011 riots, has prompted emergency talks among ministers to discuss public order and potential responses. In cities like Nottingham, counter-protesters outnumbered the Enough is Enough members, with over 400 counter-protesters in Cardiff, including Black Lives Matter and Stand Up to Racism. Demonstrators in these areas faced off with police, leading to multiple arrests and injuries. In Liverpool, violent scenes included an officer being kicked off his motorbike and hit with a chair, as well as bricks and bottles being thrown at police. The force condemned the behavior, stating that such actions endanger public safety and will not be tolerated. In Manchester, a dispersal order was issued for the city centre after anti-immigration protesters, chanting Tommy Robinson's name, clashed with anti-hate groups. Rioters in Manchester were seen tearing through a Sainsbury's store and engaging in violent confrontations with police. Reports from Blackburn indicated that far-right activists were demanding to see locals' passports, and in Blackpool, police moved to protect the War Memorial amidst clashes involving fireworks and violent altercations. In Belfast, police deployed Land Rovers to separate an anti-Islam protest from an anti-racism counter-protest, with chants of Islam heard from far-right activists. The Police Service of Northern Ireland, PSNI, is treating reports of criminal damage as hate crimes and has made 2 arrests. Similar scenes unfolded in Portsmouth, where a small crowd gathered with England and Union flags, and in Hull, where protesters clashed violently with police, leading to the deployment of tear gas. The ongoing unrest has prompted calls for decisive action from the government, with Shadow Home Secretary James cleverly urging the Prime Minister and Home Secretary to restore public order and send a clear message to those inciting violence. Sunderland Central Labour MP Lewis Atkinson has linked the disorder to remnants of the English Defence League, EDL, a far-right group founded by Tommy Robinson. The EDL has disbanded, but its supporters remain active, contributing to the current wave of violence. Mosques and Imams National Advisory Board Chairman Kerry Asim expressed deep concern over the planned protests by far-right groups, highlighting the rise of Islamophobia as a key factor. Tory leadership hopeful Robert Jenrick acknowledged the involvement of far-right elements in the riots, while Priti Patel called for Parliament to be recalled to address the violence. As the UK braces for further protests, the government's response remains critical in managing the escalating situation and ensuring public safety. The riots present a significant challenge for Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, testing his leadership and the government's ability to maintain order in the face of widespread civil unrest.